Nelson Mandela and O.R. Tambo had one thing in common: valuing a child. Now, O.R. Tambo said that a child of any nation is its future. We are currently at Friki Cronje Stadium in Wesselsbron, where Mme Mildred will be addressing its youth and also the officials and other stakeholders regarding child labor. Now, remember that it is the National Day Against Child Labor. The theme is "Let Me Be a Child."
We know that sometimes we use our children to say we are teaching them so that in future they will know what they are doing. Yes, we agree with that. But when we teach them, it must be within the age of those children. You can't teach a child of a 7-year-old to go and fetch water with a 25-liter bucket, because that on its own says you are now abusing that particular child.
We must make our children to know that the best thing to do is education. The best future that they are going to get is education. And they must not earn, they must learn. If you allow children to go and work, potential for trafficking is huge, because that's where the trafficking starts. At the cross-border, in my other life as the MEC for police, I know how at the cross-border of Lesotho, children were trafficked. General Mulal. There is a huge farm mall at Piring. Kids work there.
In terms of the statistics, we have found that Free State is the most exploiting area of young children, because some of them comes through the borders of Lesotho, but they don't come through the border itself. They are here illegally, and some of them are working during the day, and in the afternoon they will go back home.
Let me be the child, a future without child labor. Therefore, I pledge myself to say no child must be taken out from school or any safe environment and be exposed to that kind of world of work. As I've indicated, that we have different kinds of world of work. And advice I would like to leave to the children is that a child is made to learn, not to earn. And another thing is that children should feel their minds instead of feeling their pockets.
Children have to be children, and be children that they must be guided by the families and the parents. And at all times, those children who choose not to be children and learn and choose to be something else, the outcomes are very difficult at the end of the day.
I want to appeal to all of us today that let us allow children to be children. Let us say we don't want South Africa with child labor, so that our country will prosper going forward.
We as COSATU coming here is just to make a message that says allow children to mature and to develop and do not start their life of work too early. Allow them to be matured, to be developed, so that when they come into the space of working, they would have, developed into mature workers who can contribute positively. I think at the age of 16, a child is still struggling with the issue of identity, still struggling with a number of issues which makes that child to become a person, a developed individual in future. I think that at that age, that's a very critical area where a child has to have a free hand whereby he or she can explore, make mistakes and allow to be corrected. So if you put a child at that age in the workplace, that's just too serious and you fast-tracking the growth of that child, and that might come back to haunt you at a later stage.
We are against any form of child labor. We believe that children should be children, and our farmers, when they practice their trade as farmers, they make use of adults working on the farms. As I said, we are completely against the use of child labor, and we also have there has been a lot of rumors about child labor being used. We are totally against it. We will investigate situations where that come to our attention and take the appropriate steps where we can.
Bana ba tshwanetse go ya sekolong ba ithute mme ba bapale jalo ka bana e be bana fela.
Protecting the vulnerable in our nation. Now a pledge was signed. Now this is for a future without child labor. Now these kind of engagements are vital, they are crucial and they are necessary. My name is Tato Davids and I'm reporting for HLASELATV. This was brought to you by Bombonero Investments in conjunction with the Free State Provincial Government as I sign out.